This problem is number 22 from the 2004 AMC 8. And it's a good example of when using an example scenario can be a way to solve this problem. But we can also use it using variables, and we'll approach it both ways. So there are three categories of people here. There are single women, there are married men, and then the married men are with their wives, but to make it easier to understand, we're going to call the wives married women. And so our three categories are single women, married men, which we'll say MM, and then married women, which we'll say is MW. So we got SW, MM, and MW to represent our three categories. It says the probability that a randomly selected woman, so we're only choosing from the women here, so the men are just excluded, is single is 2/5. And so that means for every 5 women, 2 of them must be single, which means 3 of those women must be married. So for every 2 single women, you've got 3 married women. And then to finish the problem, you have to understand what it means in this situation for the to say that married men are with their wives, because that means the number of married men is going to be equal to the number of married women. And so if the married women is 3, then the married men must be 3. So there are 8 total people. What fraction of the people in the room are married men? Well, there's 3 married men, 8 total people, so the correct answer is 3/8. The other way you could do this would be to allow W to represent the number of women in the room. And so that means that there are W women, and then the number of men, well, the number of men is equal to the number of married women. And since 2/5 of the women are single, then that means 3/5 are married. So the number of men is equal to 3/5 the number of women, because the number of men is equal to the number of women. And so the total number of people in the room could be categorized as the number of women plus 3/5 of the number of women. And then the numerator of our fraction would be 3/5 the number of women, because we want to know the number of men out of the total number. So that gives us 3/5 W over W plus 3/5 W would be 8/5 W. The W's cancel out. We simplify this fraction by multiplying the numerator and denominator by the reciprocal of the denominator, 5/8, because that gets us a 1 in the denominator, which is what we wanted. We can cancel the 5's out, and so we see it using the variables that 3/8 of the number of people in the room are married men.